Welcome to Small Talk. My name is David Shaw. A couple of years ago, some old school friends of mine recommended that I read George Orwell's Road to Wigan Pier. I'd read 1984 and I'd read Animal Farm, so I was anticipating a novel in a similar sort of style. I was surprised, shocked even, when I started to read Road to Wigan Pier to discover that the first half of the book is a description of the living conditions of working and unemployed families in the 1930s living in northern cities. What was described was horrendous and harrowing. The squalor and the poverty were overwhelming, and I have no idea how anybody living under those circumstances endured or bore it at all. There was almost no chance for happiness. Roll on 80, 90 years, and we live with labour-saving devices, washing machines, microwaves. The air that we breathe is vastly cleaner. Still a way to go, but it is vastly cleaner. Working conditions for people who are employed are better. There is better support for the unemployed. Again, we could go further, but it's immensely better than it was 80 or 90 years ago. And then you add to that TV, Netflix, Spotify. You can name all the things that we have at our fingertips and on our phones or in various places. But the question is, are we happier? We ought to be, but are we? I've been having an internal debate about contentment and discontentment, and I think it feeds into this conversation about happiness. Contentment is a positive acceptance of the situation that we're in. It's taking it and feeling comfortable in it, and not only comfortable, but enjoying the things that we have while not yearning for the things that we don't have. Now, Christianity has a mixed record on the score of contentment. There have been times when in the history of Christianity we have encouraged people to be content with circumstances and conditions when we as Christians could have improved those situations, but we have wanted to maintain it so that we could maintain the status quo. Counter to that, Christian history records many people who have modelled contentment. Then on the other hand, there is discontentment. And that too can be a God-given gift. It was discontentment with the circumstances of slavery that led Wilberforce and the Jamaican slaves who revolted to take on the whole establishment that led eventually to the abolition of slavery. I had a friend who said that living with that discontentment and embracing it gave him peace. So the question in my mind is, how can we hold contentment, acceptance of our situation and not yearning for more, with discontent that some call holy discontent, which is saying God wants something better for God's people? Happiness is somewhere in that mix.